What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and this is going to be a video about a few hot topics. Lamar Odom, Meek Mill, Dr. Dre, B.Simone, and Amy Cooper. So that's what we're going to be discussing today. Um, it's early, y'all. It's like 6:45 in the morning, and I would rather be laying down still, but I wanted to get up at this morning and give you guys my commentary on these particular topics. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let the diva know you stopped by. So I'm a little tired this morning, so excuse me for that, but let's get into it. So first thing we're gonna go to is Lamar Odom. So Lamar Odom was on Wendy Williams the other day, and he was talking about his relationship with Sabrina Parr. Now, Sabrina Parr is a fitness instructor, I guess, a new fitness instructor. I don't know, but I know that when her and Lamar got together, it was on some, trying to help him, I don't know, like, yeah, that's what it was. I'm not going to even give my commentary on that, but they were together, they got engaged. I was actually really happy that, okay, Lamar got him. Lamar is, you know, has a nice black lady to be his partner. Well, it didn't last long, and apparently he's not done. He's not over his addiction based on her, um, I guess, her commentary on the situation. I saw an interview. I don't remember what outlet it was, but she was being interviewed by somebody. But Lamar got on Wendy Williams and referred to Sabrina as a reptilian. Um, he also said that she's a broken person and needed help, says the broken ass man, right? I normally root for Lamar Odom. I normally root for him in a ways of recovery and ways of, getting better, getting healthier. Um that's when I root for Lamar. But calling her, I don't know why he would say, first of all, he said the girl needs work. She is a broken girl, a decrepit reptilian. But like 2 weeks ago, I don't know, a few weeks ago, he was online talking about how he regretted cheating on Chloe. And all of these things were kind of uplifting Chloe. And then making this statement as if she was available for a rekindling of the relationship when it's clear she's picked another trash nigga to copulate with and to, be in relation with. Why in the world would he even make a statement as if it were feasible for that to happen? It was really weird. I was like, what is he talking about? And then he comes out and says that Sabrina slept with Tristan. Well, first of all, who hasn't Tristan slept with? Tristan is community dick. So anybody, you can throw 10 bitches in the air, five will come down and say Tristan fucked them while they was in the air. I don't, that's not like a big shocker. He's a hoe. So I'm not sure. But the fact that he was like praising Chloe and and then this woman, this black woman, you just can't even give her the space that she was actually there for you when you were still fucked up and broken, right? But it's oh no, fuck Sabrina, she's a decrepit reptilian, and oh, let's uplift Chloe and even make a suggestion that, hey, the doors are still open if you want to come back. It was really where I was like, Lamar, what's wrong with you? But I know what's wrong with him. Well, first of all, he has some things coming out. I guess he's promoting. That's why he's making his rounds. But Sabrina just said in the interview that I saw that she basically is going to allow Lamar to create any narrative he wants to create because he's going to do it anyway. And it is unnecessary for her to come out and speak about every single thing he has to say about her. That woman, I don't know. You don't never know the details of somebody's relationship, but the fact that, oh, she's a hurt woman, she has a lot of problems, and I don't think any one of us can help her with. Can you imagine if we took that same approach with you, Lamar? Can you imagine when you were laying on the bed after over ODing on drugs and fucking strippers down at the Bunny Ranch when you ended up in a coma that we said he's a hurt man, he has a lot of problems, and I don't think anyone can help him? Because you have a lot of nerves, because you're really a broke down ass drug addicted ass man, and you have the nerve to tell the world that this woman is hurt based on her not being willing to be in a relationship with you anymore. And the woman asked Sabrina, was he still on drugs? And she's like, I don't know what Lamar does. So if he wasn't, she would have said no, unless she's just trying to make it seem like, because he would, that's why he's mad, right? That's why he is online disparaging her, because she made a suggestion that he was still doing drugs, and he's mad about that. Anyone who does that to me, that means you're trying to hurt me, my progression, my lifestyle. So I kind of take it personal. If you really want to hurt Lamar's feelings and all that, put the drug things on him, and she should know that. So she should continue to care about you when the relationship is over, even though you haven't been the best person. This isn't, I mean, we see that on Love and Marriage Huntsville. You are not the best person to Melody. So whatever she does afterwards to you, it's going to be because you hurt her. So I don't know. It's just like, and then you're like, oh, she should know. She should treat me better. You should make sure that I'm okay. Why? After the relationship is over, do do I need to continue to safeguard your name? For what? For what? While in the meantime, she's helped you, right? Through whatever shit that you were going through, because I'm sure she received you broken. I'm sure when the package came, it was already broke. And too bad for her, and good for her that she's finally woken up. But this, oh, let's go out and fix a broken ass man. Let's see if we will be the ones to fix him. Let's see if I run up to Runyon Canyon with him, will he give up drugs and give up, being this person with low character. Maybe I can do. Yeah, y'all got to get out of that shit. Y'all got to get out of this shit. And these athletes come out, you get this, I don't know. I don't know why I feel like you going to call Sabrina a decrepit reptilian but praise Khloe Kardashian and still be like opening the doors for a it was weird the way he was talking about Khloe. But, you know, it's what it is. It's what it is. So, what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about Lamar and what he said about Sabrina, and then also how he went about his conversations about Khloe? What do you guys think about that? Even Wendy was like, Lamar, like, because he called her a decrepit reptilian. Like, that is, I don't know. When he said that, I was like, Lamar, what's wrong with you? Like, to me, that's showing. I'm done talking about it. I don't even want his face on my screen anymore. Let me close that out. Takashi 6ix9ine and Meek Mill. I don't know why this story is on page 6, but that's where I'm reading from. They get into a argument outside of some Atlanta nightclub. This is from page 6. All I have to say about this is, if you find yourself in an altercation with a known informant, the best thing for you to do is turn around and walk away. He was yelling, he's with a cop, he's with a cop. like, that's a cop right there. That's a cop right there. You with a cop. You talking about me and you with a cop. You are arguing with somebody who informs the police of the illegal activities of other people. A snitch. You are literally arguing with a snitch. So if you are in a position where that's happening and you continue the conversation and continue arguing, like Meek walked, he like turned around and, kind of walked away. But at first he was arguing. And I'm like, why would that doesn't even make sense? Why would you argue with him? Why? And his antics are so antagonistic that you do want to hurt him because he's trolling, he's, trying to egg you on. He's being very antagonistic and he's yelling loud. And it's just a lot of like confused energy, like a lot of like angry, you know, uh, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like anxious energy. It makes you like feel like ugh, like that. And they both posted footage from their perspectives and stop letting these rappers lie to you. They what they too tough for security. Meek running around with police. You are an informant. You snitch. You did all of these things. There's no way that I can sit down across or in a parking lot or even have a conversation. I don't even know why people are around him. Like, that's really weird for me. That's like so weird. Like, why are you arguing this with somebody who cooperates? Why? And then, like, he cooperates and he's in your face fucking with you. Like, I still got the cops behind me. I'm an informant. I snitch on people. I tell on people. But what you gonna do, nigga? What you gonna do? You gonna fight? You got a cop. Yeah, like, what are you doing? Anybody getting in any altercation with Takashi 6ix9ine is a fool. Is a fool. I would be like, and turn around and walk away. I wouldn't even exchange words with him because it might be used against you, honey. So Amy Cooper, who is the woman who was charged with a misdemeanor for calling 911 and weaponizing her whiteness and her white fragility, and called the 911 on Christian Cooper because he was threatening her after he asked her to put a dog on a leash. Remember, we talked about that story. We talked about, what she did, and she was charged, but the charges have been dropped after she completed 5 therapy sessions. The therapy sessions had to do with racial bias. Basically, let's take a class on race and how you can identify your unconscious biases, right? Remember, Stassi did the same thing. Stassi was on Tamron Hall. I don't know where these people are coming from, where these coaches are coming from to teach white people how to recognize their biases, their unconscious biases. But apparently, she went to some classes, and because she went to these classes, the charges were dropped. So this woman on Twitter responded to it, and it is exactly my sentiments. Her name is Adrienne Lawrence. She responded and she tweeted, as someone who teaches racial bias courses, I am confident in stating that it was ignorant to believe Amy Cooper needed such training. Her malicious weaponization of racial bias proves that she's well aware of it and knows how it works. She needed punishment, not coddling. And those were my sentiments exactly. You actually used your race in this incident. So that lets me know that you have a complete understanding of how this race shit works, right? Because as a white woman calling 911 and using a voice as if you are in distress when you really are not, then to call out the race of the person right? You know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing. So there's no need for her to take a racial bias course. She knows what she did, and she knows how to use her race to make make it so that she doesn't have to abide by the rules of the park. And then remember, he came out and was like, she shouldn't be treated like that. That's another reason why you can't really stand up too much for these black dudes, because they are always figuring out a way to make it, well, it's okay. Like the thing with LeBron James, right? That white lady was calling him all kind of bitches and everything like that. Everybody standing up for Lamar, for what's his name? LeBron James. I'm about to say Lamar James. LeBron James. And then for him to come back and be like, well, I don't think they should have been kicked out. That lady was calling you all kind of bitches. But see, it's something about white women and black men. They're always able to just understand, just understand, like Lamar, like you coming after Sabrina Parr, but praising Khloe Kardashian, right? Christian Cooper, this woman used her race and could have got you killed. But all of a sudden, she shouldn't be treated like that. Then this woman's calling LeBron James all kind of bitches. Oh, she shouldn't have been kicked out. That's why it's like, when something happens to a black man, I'm like, I'll let the other black man handle it. Y'all handle it. You don't need my voice anymore. Because when the black women's voices are amplifying the struggle of these men or the issues that these men are experiencing, it's just like, well, she should have been. Oh, maybe I should have taken the racial bias course because I am the black one. So, I'm probably more at fault than she is. Over it. The rehabilitation program that she completed with Manhattan Justice Opportunities was a penalty that was consistent with other misdemeanor cases. The prosecutor said during the hearing, Miss Cooper's therapist reported that this was a moving experience and Miss Cooper has learned a lot in her sessions together. Following the global outcry over the incident, Christian Cooper declined to comply with the prosecution. She has already paid a steep price. So you had a white woman call the cops on you and lie, and you feel like she's already paid a steep price when that could have been your life. I'm not speaking up for these niggas no more. Not no more. You speak up for yourself, honey. So her charges were dropped, child. So what are you gonna do? God. B.Simone was down to the internet, and she was talking to women about what they need to do in order to attract a man, and how they need to be the person that they want to attract, and how they need to bring more to the table. If you're asking a man to bring something to the table, you should be able to bring the same things to the table. So her words were not in, first of all, the things that she listed were kind of, the majority of those things were external qualities, like a physical appearance, a bank account. Some of the things that she was saying wasn't too far off, right? However, right, black women are the most educated person in the world. They make up, out of entrepreneurs, they make a large percentage of entrepreneurs. Women make it. They are employed and they are also self-employed, self-improving, right? Working on themselves, right? We're working on ourselves, right? And yet and still you're speaking to black women as if they haven't accomplished all of this checklist of things before trying to attract a man. And she's not talking to women. She's really talking for men, right? She's really talking so that she can have a cheer squad behind her of men. This is very much what we affectionately refer to as a pick me tactic, right? Speak to women in a way that makes men feel comfortable and makes it look as if you are letting women know that this is what you need to do in order to attract a man, right? And none of her none of the things on her list had anything to do with loving yourself. I'm trying to find it. Oh, here it is. But here's the little challenge. We got all these things we want in a man. A list of things. He got to be tall. He got to be dark. He got to be handsome. He got to have pretty teeth. He got to be a family man. He got to be financially stable. He got to be rich. He got to be successful. He got to be all these things. And we ain't even had the things on that list. She's lying. She's trying to be funny, and she's trying to speak for, and you know, when you always, as a woman, let me tell you something, and it probably be probably like, ooh, Erica, you are really, have really jumped out the window. Whenever you say something and a bunch of men start agreeing with you to the point where they're like, yeah, girl, tell them that's exactly what it is. You have to step back and assess your statement, reassess it. He got to have a job. You need to go fill out some applications because you're still unemployed. He got to have pretty teeth. You ain't seen a dentist in 6 years. He got to have a six-pack and be in shape. You can't even walk up a flight of stairs without huffing and puffing. Get your life together. So instead of talking to women like that, I don't know. I just find her so fucking annoying. I find her incredibly annoying. The pitch of her voice is incredibly annoying, and she does it intentionally. It just doesn't sit right with me. My whole thing is this. None of this had anything to do with saying that, ladies, the way to attract the type of people you want in your life is to ensure that you have done the work yourself, right? If you desire to have this, make sure that you can also bring this to the table, right? And I understand she's trying to be funny, but when Tyrese comes out and endorses your message, it is literally time to step back and reevaluate your viewpoint and your perspective. She didn't mention any qualities external. It was all a physical appearance, money. She mentions family. You want a family man. I don't know. I just don't even know what to say. And then to add insult to injury, she stole these words from two other black women. And that's not even the worst of it. The worst of it is that there are other women out there speaking to women this way. When women have done all of these things to ensure that they are bringing something to the table, right? Black women went and worked on themselves to become equally yoked for the very things they wanted in man, only to be called independent with a bad attitude and unrealistic standards. When the women go out and do all of these things, right? They still are not attracting the quality men. You know why? Because the pool that they're picking from is already tainted. It's already tainted. And for her to be sitting here with this viewpoint and from this perspective, and it comes off not for women, it comes off really against women. You got to do all these things if you want to attract a man. When the fact is, the women are doing all these things. Most educated, most employed, self-employed as well, doing the self-improvement work, being healthy. Like when women are single, they're the most healthiest. And that's just what it is, because when they get into relationships or become involved, they tend to focus their attention, unfortunately, on the person instead of on themselves, and things start to change, right? That he gotta be. You ain't even half the things on that list. So this is what I challenge you to do. So we can manifest love, And this is the same person who a few weeks ago was just praising a woman for being Dominican and being able to attract an ain't shit nigga. So let's start on, that's the first thing that we need to start on is self love. B.Simone. That's what you need to start on. Love yourself first. That is where you want to start. Because you can make a list of your perfect man. Yeah, you can do that. But if you don't love yourself, guess what you're going to get? You can get the perfect, he going to look fit, family, money, all of that. We got money, nice teeth, and all of that, and still treat you like shit. You know why? Because you don't love yourself. And that's the angle she should have taken, because she herself cannot even demonstrate self-love when you are praising a woman of a different race because you are trying to attract the baby, a man who is of low character, who goes back and forth from woman to woman to woman, no self-control, no self-discipline. And that's what your perfect man is. I manifested this. And then the fact that she took this list and these words from another woman, it's like, first, you still thieving. That's one. And two, there's other women out here who really believe that women need to do all of these things in order to get what? When you look at the average income, I mean, unless you are one who is dating out and you're not loyal to your race, and hopefully there are more women waking up understanding that race loyalty is going, if you are looking for a mate, race loyalty will keep you single, right? Go look at the statistics, okay? So you can do your research. Her delivery, like I said, her delivery was hard. I can't even really, I don't even have the energy to like go off on her ignorance because it's just plain ignorance. And I know what she's doing. She's speaking to men. Because Tyrese is like one of the worst niggas to have endorse you. Like Tyrese. And but you praising Danny Lay. And you want to lead other women where? And somebody on the internet said that B.Simone has admitted to have never haven't had an orgasm from a man. I don't know how true that is, but that would be tragic if you out here giving advice and you yourself haven't climaxed. A man hasn't. Oh my God. And then Moniece and Dr. Dre. Moniece is accusing Dr. Dre and whoever else of threatening her when she confirmed the relationship between he and April Jones. We've already got on April Jones. We already know the type of person she is and what she's looking for. I guess she won't be happy until he actually hurts her, and I hope that that never happens to her. But people are threatening Moniece because, or she's alleging that she's been threatened because she confirmed their relationship and it's been going on for a while. What type of space do you have to be in as a person to willingly walk into a relationship with a violent, misogynistic man and expect, I don't know, I feel sad for her because anybody who would enter a relationship, and then what's crazy is when you listen to Moniece, she was like, I don't blame her for being with him. He's a baller. That's the mentality. I can't even look at Dr. Dre's face on my page. That's the mentality that you're dealing with. He's a baller. He's a woman beater. Women should avoid Dr. Dre like the plague. I don't care if how much money he has. He should be avoided at all costs. No one should partner with a man like that. A known abuser whose ex-wife accused him of putting a gun to her head more than once during their relationship. That is what you think of yourself? That's what you think you're worth? That Dr. Dre is what you're worth? And not only that, he wants to keep it a secret. So not only are you dating a misogynistic, violent, abusive man, he wants to keep the relationship a secret. He don't want anybody to know about it. Maybe because he's going through a divorce, but because he got money, you would put yourself in danger for money? That's what you're worth? Really, April? Really? You feel like that you're worth Dr. Dre? That's where your worthiness as a woman resides, in a man like that. You found someone that you can relate to and be intimate with in this person. A man who uses his hands to bring harm to women. That's what you're worth, sweetie? You are a fucking idiot. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. I can see if you got into a relationship with a man and you did not know he was an abusive person. You had no clue. And all of a sudden he just comes out being abusive. But this has been documented. This has been documented. You can, I mean, like I've said 1,000 times, he looks like a fuse ready to blow, just ready. He looks like he's just about to. That's probably why he had an aneurysm, because he looks like he's like this. That's what he looks like all the time. And you want that man laying on top of you? You want to let that rage enter your body when you're having sex with Dr. Dre? You fucking Dr. Dre? That's what you think about yourself? You got to want more for yourself than just money. Like, that's that B.Simone, that whole little group like that. You want these niggas with money, and you can be everything on your list, but you go to the man who's abusive to women. You've done all that work. I'm pretty sure April Jones hasn't done any work, because there's no way a woman who has done work would walk into a relationship with Dr. Dre, the Baby, Future, any of them. Like, name them. Name these men. Name them. And that's what you think of yourself. That's what you think you believe that you're worth, is someone who is violent and abusive and beats up women. You got to want better for yourself. You got to probably get into some therapy, some type of therapy, and work on loving yourself and work on knowing what your worth is, you know, because no matter how much he has, no matter how much money he has, he's unworthy and unsuitable for partnership because he abuses his partners. And I hope that she never experienced it. The probability of her experiencing abuse with him is very high. Michelle, Nicole, D. Barnes, and I'm sure other women who he has probably paid off. But you got to want more for yourself. You got to think better of yourself than to partner with a man like that. And he is demonstrating his abusive behavior by threatening Moniece. You're threatening Moniece because she doesn't want anybody to know that you're dating Dr. Dre. How dare you send a nigga to bang on my motherfucking line and threaten me? I don't know you and you don't know me, and I didn't say anything negative about you, sir. Don't you send another motherfucker to this phone of mine to make one motherfucking threat. And she added that she recorded the conversation. She hasn't released the message, though. I would release it. What are you protecting? If somebody called me and threatened me, but see, it's hard, right? It's really hard in a patriarchal society to say this man is threatening me, right? When this man is being praised for his assets and the things that he's done. It's hard. It would be hard for cops to be like, oh, you're calling and making a complaint against Dr. Dre? Oh my God, I really love The Chronic. I really loved when he, Beats by Dre and all this other stuff. You can't, because the niggas are just as affected as he is. I don't know. I'm just like, girl, you gotta want better for yourself. He's demonstrating his violent behavior by threatening Moniece. That's what you want, April? That's really sad. It's really sad. I don't know. I was all over the place today, y'all. Take care of each other and protect your energy and protect yourself and want more for yourself and